Hello everyone, welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest updates across South Sudan. Thank you for joining us today. If you are new here, this channel brings you clear, simple and honest news about South Sudan and beyond. We break it down in a way that everyone can understand. Today we have two important stories. First, the government in Juba say the court, not politics, will decide the future of first Vice President Dr. Machar. And second, a deadly land dispute in our Will East that has left one man dead and raised new concern about rising land violence. Before we move on, please help the channel by subscribing and turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Do not forget to like, share, and comment. Let's begin our report with Juba say court will decide Machar fate. The government of South Sudan has made it clear that the future of first Vice President Dr. Machar will be decided by the court, not by politics, pressure from outside countries. This statement was made in Juba by the Minister of Information on February 19, 2026. The government of South Sudan were responding to call from Nigeria during a meeting of the African Union Special Committee on South Sudan in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Nigerians asked for the immediate and unconditional release of Dr. Machar and other detained opposition members. The committee is known as the C5 plus. It includes 5 African countries representing different regions of the continent. These countries are Algeria, Chad, Nigeria, Rwanda, and South Africa. The committee is chaired by President Ramaphosa of South Africa. The group was formed to support peace efforts in South Sudan, especially those led by IGAD, Intergovernmental on Authority and Development. However, Minister Aten said that South Sudan is a sovereign country. He said no other country should interfere in its internal legal matter. He told reporters that Dr. Machar is under a competent court and only that court has the power to decide this case. Ateng explained that. He said clearly the executive branch of government will not interfere in the judicial process. Dr. Machar, who is 73 years old, has been under house arrest in Juba since March 2025. In September, he was taken to a special court and charged with serious crime. This includes treason, murder, conspiracy, terrorism, and crime against humanity. The government say these charges are linked to violence in Nasser, Upper Nile state. Authorities claim that Dr. Machar supported the Y Army, Nuer Y Army militia during clashes with the National Army, South Sudan People Defense Force under President Salva Kiir Mayardit. However, Dr. Machar, first Vice President, Dr. Machar party strongly denies these accusations. They say he has no connection with the militia. He has no connection with the Nuer Y Army. The SSPDF clashed with the Nuer Y Army, but not with the SPLIO. This situation has created a political deadlock in the country. Many people remember that Dr. Machar returned to government under the 2018 peace agreement. That deal ended a brutal civil war and made him one of 5 vice presidents in unity government. Some critics now say that persecuting him violates that peace agreement. They argue that this legal action is happening at a time when violence is increasing again in some part of the country. But the government says this is not about politics. It says this is about law. Let's look at this disagreement within the African Union. Minister Ateng Wegateng also said that Nigeria call for Dr. Machar release does not represent the entire African Union. Ateng Wegateng explained that Nigeria is just one member of the C5 committee. He stated that one country's opinion should not be seen as the official position of the whole African Union. According to him, Ateng Wegateng, a final communique from the meeting is expected, and he did not want to comment on detail before it is officially released. Let's look at this. They say election will continue. Despite the politics or the political crisis in South Sudan, the government said election will take place in December as planned. According to Minister Ateng Wegateng, 13 out of 15 African Union members agree that South Sudan should move forward with election. He said elections are important for the government to gain legitimacy. Ateng Wegateng warned that delaying election could create instability and even anarchy. The government has also announced the change to the peace agreement requirements. Two major requirements have now been delinked from election timeline. Number one is a national population census. Number two is a permanent constitution. Minister Ateng Wegateng explained that creating a permanent constitution takes many years. He gave the example of Kenya, which took decades to complete its constitutional process. Because of time limitation, the government of Kenya say, or the government of South Sudan say, election must go ahead even without these two steps fully completed. Now, while political tension continue at the national level, another serious issue has happened at the local level. Let us move to Northern Barzal State. Before we move on, please, I would like you to help the channel. Support the channel by subscribing if you haven't yet subscribed, and turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. In this report, it is a breaking report. One kill in land dispute in Awil East. A tragic incident has happened in Awil East County. One man has died after a land dispute turned violent. According to police, the incident took place on Tuesday around 6 p.m. in Wargwit Buma near the border of Bach Payam. The victim has been identified as 57 years old Gareng Majok Atian. Authorities said a 35-year-old man is accused of stabbing him during an argument over land. The suspect is now in police custody. The state police spokesperson Colonel Madun Ngong Aliu explained that the dispute began as an argument over a piece of land. Unfortunately, the argument escalated into violence. Police said the suspect allegedly used a knife during the confrontation. Investigators are currently collecting statements from the suspect and witnesses. Once investigations are complete, the case will be forwarded to the prosecutor. Police have opened a case under Section 206 of the Penal Code, which relate to intentional homicide. This is not an isolated case. Just last week, another deadly land dispute occurred in Kunyuk village in Yargot, Payam, also in Awil East. In that incident, a local chief was killed. Later, an educated man who was helping with peace talk was also killed in retaliation. These events are worrying because northern Barghazal has long been considered one of the more stable regions of South Sudan. Residents are now calling on the government of South Sudan to take stronger action to address land dispute. Land conflict remains one of the biggest causes of violence in many communities. Let us take a moment to reflect on both stories. On one side, we see political tension at the national level involving senior leaders and international pressure. On the other side, we see local conflict over land that are costing life. Both situations show that South Sudan is facing serious challenges. Political stability and local peace are closely connected. If political leaders are divided, communities may also feel divided. If land systems are not clearly managed, dispute can quickly turn deadly. First, regarding the case of Dr. Machar, if the government of South Sudan under Salva Kiir Mayardit say the matter is in court, then the legal process must be transparent and fair. Justice must not only be done, it must also be seen to be done. At the same time, political tension must not push the country back into instability. South Sudan has already suffered many years of conflict. The people want peace, development, and opportunities. Second, regarding land violence, land is very sensitive in many communities. It represents livelihood, family, and identity. But no piece of land is worth a human life. Dispute must be handled peacefully. Authorities need a stronger mediation system, community dialogue, and fair policies. If a small argument continue to end in bloodshed, communities will live in fear instead of stability. South Sudan is at an important moment. The country is preparing for election. Political cases are ongoing. Local communities are struggling with land conflict. The question is, can leaders and citizens choose dialogue instead of violence? Peace is not just signed on paper. Peace is practiced every day in courtroom, in villages, in home, and in heart. Thank you for watching Changfied News. Thank you. Bye-bye.